Grammar pet peeves was hands down the most responded to question I have ever asked for on our top 10 list. I had dozens of different responses and many of the same comments. So this week, I'm going to list the 10 most popular grammar pet peeves, but I'm not going to attribute the source as there were just far too many requesting the same pet peeve. So our first grammar pet peeve was by far the most popular one. It was suggested by more than a dozen different people. You versus your. YOU apostrophe RE is a contraction for two words meaning you are. YOUR means it belongs to you. So what many of us see is you're welcome, but the wrong you're, YOUR. So when you're saying you are welcome, make sure you use the apostrophe RE. If you're using dictatype, voice to text, double check it because it doesn't always get it. So you own it. It's your car. It's not your YOUR welcome, like the red one you see scratched out. My welcome what? My welcome mat, my welcome message, but it's you are welcome, YOUR apostrophe RE. Number two was closely followed as the most popular, the difference between I and me. Now, I do remember when I went to school that we were never allowed to say, Warren and me. We were always Warren and I, Warren and I. And I still see lots of people online and in person correct people when someone will say Warren and me. Well, sometimes Warren and me is correct. So the way that you know the difference is you remove the other person. And if it sounds okay, it's correct. So if you say Warren and I are golfers, if I take the Warren part out of it and I say I am singular, I'm a golfer, that makes sense. It wouldn't be Warren and me are golfers. Me is a golfer. No. But if you say give Warren and me a call, take Warren out of it, give me a call. So I wouldn't say give Warren and I a call. It's give Warren and me a call is correct. So always take out the other person. And then before you know it, you're going to know what the best way to phrase that sentence is. It's not always I. Sometimes it is me, and sometimes it's not me, and it is I. The third most popular pet peeve is the use of the words I seen. So, hey, have you seen the new Disney movie? We went and say, or hey, we went and saw the new Disney movie last night. You say, oh yeah, I seen it too. No, 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 no. So you can use the word seen as long as you use the word have. So I've seen it, or I have seen it, or I saw it, but never I seen it. Next, we have the apostrophe. This is a very popular one as well, people using the apostrophe incorrectly. So an apostrophe is a small punctuation mark used after a noun, which is person, place, or thing, that shows the noun owns something. So the apostrophe equals ownership. So if I use like two girls laughed and I use without the apostrophe, that means there's more than one girl. It's plural. So before the S, it's ownership. So I would say Rhonda's video, Rhonda's car, Rhonda's house. I don't know. But if there was more than one Rhonda, the Rhonda's party, ROHONDSAS, Rhonda's party means party just for Rhonda's. Get very confusing. So the apostrophe before the S equals ownership. If there is no apostrophe, there are more than one. Now, the next one is all about should have versus should have. So we often hear people say, oh, I should have done that. I should have said that. I should have called. It's not should have. It should have. Now, you can also replace the could or the would. So could have and would have. And it's not OF, it's the apostrophe for have. So I should have called, or should apostrophe VE, contraction of the two words should have. Getting confusing, right? Number 6 on our list had quite a few of us laughing because we all admitted, a few of us admitted that we were that slashers. I love that term that was shared, which means when things are sent to us to proofread or to edit, we go through with our red pen and get rid of the word that. Now you can use these same rules for the words that, which, or who. So if you look at the first sentence on the screen, it says the form that is on my desk need to be signed. Well, take the words out. Take that, which, or who. So the form on my desk needs to be signed is just as good. The form he submitted was wrong. So the very same way we take out the I in the other person for the I and me to find out which one, take out anytime you see that, which, or who. I have a little post-it note on my screen that has that, which, or who with a big X in it to remind me to get rid of them. We verbally say it. We don't need to say it. It's a pet peeve. Number 7 is the there, and there. There are 3 of those, right? Lots of words that people get wrong, much like the your and the your. So THEY apostrophe RE, that's the 2 words they are, is the contraction of those words. If you use THEIR, that's in ownership. And if you use THERE, that means a place. So the wine over there is their wine. And there they are going to pour me a glass. So you see the 3 vary. They are not interchangeable. Make sure you use the right one in the right place. I promise you, if you checked out the conversations online or any of the emails that were sent to me, there were tons of these, right? So make sure you get the right there. Number 9 is redundancies. And so when we look at redundancies, say ATM. Now, what does ATM stand for? Automated teller machine, right? So you wouldn't say the ATM machine. You just say the ATM. The same with, you wouldn't need to say armed gunman. I mean, is there such thing as an unarmed gunman? No. So these are redundant words, like plan ahead for the future, just plan. Experience, past experience, right? You don't meet singular, you meet together. So look at all the redundancies. I think I joke in my business writing workshop that when I was in school, high school, I got in trouble a lot for talking in class. Shocker, right? And so our punishment, back in a rural school, we couldn't stay for detention. Our punishment was we had to write essays. So we would write, 1,000-word essays on why an elephant is gray. And we had to make all this stuff up, right? And we got used to putting in a lot of filler words because we needed 1,000 words. It was never about content. And so we filled lots of descriptive words and we use lots of that, whiches, and whos, and redundancies. And you can be a much better communicator, both verbally and on paper, if you stop doing stuff like that. Number 9, I think I counted wrong on the last one, is then versus than. So when we're using then, THEN, we're talking about time. When we're using than, we're doing a comparison. So I was younger then. Last year, I was younger then. If I'm looking at place of time, I was younger then. And I could say Jack is taller than Jill is, get my lips working today. So then is time, than is comparison. So lots of people say, they mix them up and they just sound wrong, and it completely changes the interpretation of the sentence. So make sure you get them right. And then number 10. The 2, 2, and 2. So there's 3 of those as well. So the TO shows motion. And so we're going somewhere to somewhere. The TWO, it's a number. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And we use the TOO and it means also. So it was too late to buy 2 bottles of wine. There are way more than 10 grammar pet peeves if you check out any of the online forums where we discussed it. And there's lots of different opinions on what people like and don't like. I think that as professionals, we should always ensure that our business writing and our verbal conversation is accurate. Your spell checker will not get these mistakes. All of these are properly spelled words. So make sure you're not falling into the trap of grammar pet peeves that it appears a lot of others are. And good luck. Make sure you use the comments below to tell us any other that are not in our top 10.